Hi, everybody. Hi. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad to have you. Oh, they already turned on. I was sitting here trying to turn on my headphones. And they're like, why is the light turning on? They were already on. These wireless headphones are a mystery. I think I have it figured out, but then they throw me curveballs like this. Hi. Welcome back to Heaven Will Be Mine. It's time to continue our journey of our final space lesbian. That's not true. I shouldn't call them all space lesbians. Some of them were space bisexuals. Hang on, I feel a sneeze coming on. No, never mind. Rupa looks so gosh dang done in these portraits. Enjoying our missions. More thrilling work than fighting the half-hearted troops left on Ares. Much, much more. I forgot what it was like to work this hard. I'm rusty. Are you unhappy with your progress? I don't know. Are you unhappy? I don't know. It's a relatable feeling. It's always been very hard to tell with you. Though I'm not sure I can answer that question better than you. I've known you since you were freshly assigned to the first pilot wave. You were so delicate. And you've only become more delicate, even as you've become stronger. I didn't think you described me back then as delicate. I saw it very clearly, though the other executive thought you were a scrappy pain in the butt. Scrappy pain in the butt. You were just scared. There's no point. There's no point in pretending otherwise. You just see through it. I guess I haven't changed as much as I thought. Long ago, I saw a strong and delicate girl. I have worked hard to make you more and more of that, rather than simply cultivating your strengths. Understanding your weaknesses needed to grow. Weaknesses is needed. Multiple weakness. Let me ask you again, and this time, focus. Count backwards from 20. Remember a moment of comfort. I'll wait. Are you happy or unhappy? I don't know. Because I feel like I'm on the cusp of something. It's frightening, yet it could be something amazing. That's a real feeling. You seem kind of distant, but also compassionate. I don't know how to feel about you. I mean, you say not your mom, but you're kind of a mom. I don't like you saying things like, like this, though. I mean, that's still better than calling her a kitten. That was just absolutely a no-go. Hi, Joe! Are you blushing? Anyone would. I feel even more embarrassed than I did back then. Ah, that's an even better feeling to have. Hold on to that one. How's it going? It's going pretty good. How's it going with you? Ooh! Second generation pilot candidate interviews. This is Halamide. Why me? Well, because you're special. A special kind of child. All children are special. Huh, that's true. They are. I'm not more special than those children. We think you might be. Special how? You're the top of your class already at such a young age. We think that you might be able to do things other children can't. My sister is better than me at all those things, and my Aunt Europa when she was my age. We think you might be special in a different sort of way. Can you look at the box in front of you? Okay. Pass your hand over the box. Okay. Nothing happened. We're using an instrument to measure something that is very, very small, but moving it even so little that you cannot see it would be very important. How do I do that? You should not think about it. Just do it. I can't. I know you can. I can't. Your aunt and your sister could easily do as much, so you can do as much too. Oh! It moved. Did you get... Yes, I saw it move. Literally saw it. Contact your director immediately. Man, so being compared to her sister is... So she's related to Europa. Hang on a sec. Just looking up, Halamide is a moon of Neptune, and Europa orbits Jupiter. I was trying to figure out who they were moons of, respectively. Onward, Unified Culture Theory. Unified culture theory is a brute forcing of defined solutions for the universe through the forcible elimination, weird extra space there, don't like that, of all designer problems, of all other possibilities. The theory is attractive to those who desire a beautiful, simple, endlessly complex solution for the universe. In order to develop this theory, there needs to be a solution for the Nix eversion paradox, which demands that everything not human exists in the everse. The most compelling current premise for unified culture theory under contemporary physical models involves a full integration of all available concepts. Mo? Yeah, that's my place. Oh. Directed and established in such ways as to maximize benefit for humanity. This theory of everything speaks to the desire to know, understand, and master the universe while also incorporating the premise of universal love. Happiness for everybody, free, and let no one be left behind. Unlike tyrants of old that crushed the alternate futures under their heels and only caused an existential enemy to blossom, such a unified theory would welcome and forgive all humanity and direct to benefit all things that are and that might yet be. Alright, let me find this. Hang on. I have to look at this thing you've linked. Whoop. Hey! Hey! This actually doesn't bother me as much as it could. Like, I'm expecting something really bad. This is pretty bad. But it doesn't hurt me as much as I expected it to. I don't know what that means. Follow instructions on screen above the lift lever. I don't know. Unless they were placing them manually? I've grown accustomed to pain. God, maybe you're right. Maybe that's what this job has done to me. Onward. Memorial Foundation deploys a certain sniper to stop escape and resupply routes to the resting Celestial Mechanics fleet. All Saturn needs to do is stay out of trouble. But what's the chance of that? That's right. We gotta sign these 2 missions as penalties for not bringing back bringing back Saturn or stopping Pluto. Penalty missions. Guard duty in Olympus City. Command is worried about the Celestial Mechanics unit, that the Celestial Mechanics unit might try to escape while the fleet is launching, using the cityscape as cover. I still can't get over your outfit and your collarbone. The way it is, I keep thinking of it as a nipple, and it really bothers me. I know it's not, because it shouldn't be that high, but that one shade and the fact that, it throws me out. I don't like it. I don't like it, Europa. Also, one of your eyebrows is kind of bigger than the other. No judgment. I'm sure that, it does look like a leash. Which just makes it even more weird. And they just given up on catching them on Ares if their only hope is them being that stupid. It's a ruined husk, and even Kratos Graces isn't clinging to it, like they cling to even the faintest sign of life on Mars. Excuse me, Ares. Well, it's boring, pointless work that no one wants to do. It's gotta make me wonder if someone's actually mad at me. You let the prototype escape Terra, and the most generous assumption is incompetence, which from you they have a hard time buying. Well, that's not fair. I'm plenty incompetent. They should know that by now. You are only incompetent in the ways you wish to be. That's an awfully profound way to call me lazy. I'm gonna start saying that I'm incompetent in the ways I want to be, rather than calling myself lazy now. If you were simply lazy, you wouldn't go out of your way to find so much trouble to get in. And that's the reason why this assignment is so disastrous as a punishment. Boring you is dangerous. I learned that very early on in your career. There's no way to make you sit still. Huh. Maybe I'll try it this time. There's this good sniper spot with a view of the whole city. I won't move from there. Why does this sound less like you are promising to behave And more like you're going to brag about how much trouble you can get in without even moving. Either way, they're sure to put me back on the front, right? Saturn gets no scoped! 360 no scope! I'll be right back. I'm gonna go fill up my water. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I dropped it on the floor. I mean, it was empty, so it's okay, but that could have been a disaster. My water. I'll be right back. Hi, everybody. What's no scope? Saturn. The ballot shifts because Terra could hold still and Saturn couldn't. I love how in each branch, the story, the narrative, the way it lays out the story is still packed in the same sort of wrapper. Like the balance shifts. You know, you see it on both ends and stuff like that. It's good writing. Correct for gravity. It's unsettlingly weak. Correct for the cold blue starry daylight of the fragile Aries atmosphere. Sniping from the remains of a capital spire is like being just an eye and a trigger finger. A thrilling place for Terra to fight. Correct for wind. It's skittish and powerless. Correct for gravity. There's still too much of it. Correct for the I was keeping thinking that I was saying nuisance is wrong and that it was actually nuance, but no, it is nuisance. Yeah. And some parts they do write completely new. You know, like this bit, but it gives a through line, which is cool. Correct for the nuisances of this infant planet that will never be. Skirting along the abandoned roads of the city that never was is like being an exposed nerve. A thrilling place for Saturn to fight. See, like that. Like, that's just... Yeah. I see you. Terra greases the trigger for the 17th time. The cover couldn't protect String of Pearls from Terra's eyes, and it sure can't protect her from her trigger finger. Engage reactor. Initiate inertial control. The slug whips right by Saturn, and that's 7 times dodged. The 4 shrinking holes in her chassis, marching closer to the String of Pearls' heart, mark what happens when she doesn't. Getting shot still sucks. Saturn isn't used to it. That one was so close. That was really, really, really close. Tell me I'm getting better, right? No way, it's just luck? You've gone from getting hit all the time to getting hit half the time. That's better, but what you want to be is hit none of the time. Don't tell me what I want! Maybe I love being shot. You wouldn't be the first. Wow, weird! You must find some really problematic people. I love you, Saturn. Some pilots find interesting ways to pass the time. I kinda get the appeal. What else is there to do? If you didn't love getting shot so much, you wouldn't run around space shooting each other. If that's true, why did you come here to fight? If that's true, why did you come here? There's nothing left to fight over on Ares for anyone. Give me one thing to do that's more fun than look in the mirror and get shot at. every girl in the solar system wants LT to shoot them. Someone has to do the shooting. That tells me what position you favor, but it doesn't answer my question. I'm taking evasive maneuvers. If I dodge the next one, answer my question. I won't answer the first one, but I'll answer a different one. If you dodge. Saturn gets so quiet. She gets so still. Yet her heart is thumping. Her reactor is thrumming with resonance. It's obvious Lunar Terra is sniping her from the tower, the city's last and tallest building. But now, suddenly, she isn't so sure. She isn't sure if she knows where Lunar Terra is, or if she knows anything about her at all. What did her face look like again? Hit. It's not that Saturn wasn't on the ready. She's baiting. She knows exactly what she's doing. Lunar Terra just guessed for the 1/2 second where Saturn wasn't ready, and slipped her solid light bullet in that space. Ooh! The shot lands right in her throat. For a moment, Saturn's just, I'm dead. But she's not. Then she hurts so bad she wants to die. But she's just mistaking the very different things the string of pearls feels instead of that. It's not really pain, but it's feeling so overwhelming it shuts Saturn down like pain would. It's fascinating, full of information. Lunar Terra, you're not doing a very good job of convincing me to not try and get shot. I've heard that before too. Oh, you sure are having fun. What makes you think that? Want to know how I know? We're corrected for gravity. The impression you leave in space feels a little, for a second, like... Well, someone might say it's like an eye roll, but I think it's kind of like a giggle, too. Maybe that counts as a hit. You don't win cat and mouse games by batting every time a head pokes out. Like somehow you do. You're good at making people not follow their own better instincts. You shouldn't be getting me to teach you to fight fair. You do much better like this. Aw, thank you! I don't fight fair because I have absolutely no idea how to fight. But this is why I hate you, Luna Terra. You just don't get it. I want to beat you at something you're good at. You're really tough. Not your sniping, which can't stop me at all, but how you're totally impenetrable. You're doing something tricky. What are you doing? It's still my question, my hit. That's the rules. Why are you here? Firstly, because I refuse to ever be bored, just like you. Secondly, wiping that smug expression off your face is my deepest desire. So teach me how to weave through your fire and sink my claws in you. What's the third reason? Not telling! I already gave you one for free. Nice dodge. My question then. Dodge a real one first. Luna Terra fires, and Saturn leaps forward, directly into it. The bullet misses. Her tail sparks, and she thrusts through the atmosphere. How's that? Good work. But you have to keep it up. Luna Terra lands a bullet straight through her legs, and Saturn crumples. But the moment her limbs heal, Saturn leaps again. She's ready for the next bullet, but not the one behind it. But that one's a clean shot, right through her. No stopping power at all. And she leaps through again, and is gone in the rubble before Luna Terra can land another shot. Is that more dodges or more hits? Counterpoint. Here's my opinion on getting shot so far. It fills my brain with overwhelming information and barely stops me from doing anything at all because I'm in control of an impossible space war machine. So, can you actually say you've really hit me? Flawed argument. Really disappointing. I was expecting a lot better. Saturn! She's gonna aim for your head. Am I losing? Can I ever lose, no matter how much you shoot me? I don't think so. I don't actually think so. This machine is never going to lose. You can pin me down. You might be so much better than me. I couldn't beat you in a million years, but I will keep trying and beat you with dumb luck. Maybe that is true. You never hit me. Why are you here? Did you know there's a theory that ship sails can actually be destroyed? You can break as much of them as you want, but the gravity engine will always pull it back into shape. As long as you're sufficiently tenacious, you can survive anything and try again until you get it right. So you do get what this machine is for. My least favorite person in the world came up with that theory, and this is the ship sail to test it, so naturally I know all about it. But it's true, no one has died. That's why they get to say that there's still no war in space. Touching my question again? But to practice wrecking a ship sail until both the pilot and the ship give up is indistinguishable. But you can become so broken continuing is impossible. Even if they can't kill you, you can be changed. You think you could do that to me? Or is that what you want to have happen to you? I have. To people who have much more fun with this than you do. Ha! This don't call it a war is nothing but play fighting. All it takes is someone not playing along to ruin it all. A solid light slug passes so close to Sutter's head, the heat chars her face black. But it's not a hit. She incremented to the left 0.05 seconds before impact. Oh, you're getting better. It's definitely my question now! I'm still answering. That theory has not been disproven. It's more than likely true. Well, this is something you should know first. Your body can't be killed or destroyed, but it can be changed. When you are hit, truly hit, you're bent into a different kind of shape, and through that, you can change. I think you should ask yourself if you're ready for that before you say you want to play with me for real. Speaking from experience? Oh, speaking from experience? Oh, that always bleeding wound on your ship self? It's not always a bad thing to change. 6 snipes are automatic wins. Last one. If you can't dodge this, I don't think you're ready. I like when we get how the presentation of Saturn and Pluto's narrative, rather than the regular narrative, is often put in a different sort of style. Once again, Saturn feels Terra slipping away. She's not here. She's not anywhere. She never was. Once again, it's my hit! Electricity explodes from the target point and connects back on the origin. It starts from where Terra is when it connects. And when it connects back to Saturn, fast as light, the course correction defines the pathway retroactively. Wow! Huh. I'm an idiot. This is great. You're not supposed to be ecstatic about someone getting the best of you. That's my move. Sorry. But I was condescending before. Next time we fight, it'll be for real. What if I don't want to fight? Then that'll be real then too. I wonder what ratio we need to do this at to keep it balanced. For true end? I don't know. So I have to ask. How do you really feel about me coming back to Memorial Foundation? You were a loyal and efficient ace pilot for the Memorial Foundation for the entire Cold War, against our alien and ultimately irrelevant existential threat from beyond the system. Then you were perfectly loyal to the pilots left adrift by the decommissioning of the pilot program and the colonization project. Now you're perfectly loyal to Memorial Foundation again. You haven't betrayed our side at all. That's a generous reading. You've betrayed plenty of love-struck pilots, but your political loyalty is impeccable. So even if Helomine doesn't trust or forgive you, I welcome your return. That's not going to be a problem? That she doesn't? Oh, she welcomes your return the most, but keep on your toes. That one I don't have any questions about. Keep your friends close and your exes closer. Except, if you're not still suspicious of me for betraying Memorial Foundation, how about her? Oh, that I'll be mad at both of you about... Oh, that I'll be mad at both of you about for a very long time. That's right. She's your niece. Helomine is. Please don't worry about it. However, as you both made each other suffer more than enough to make up for your youthful indiscretions. Honestly, the two of you hooking up to somehow get at me was the most hilarious part, as you ended up punishing each other more than I ever could have. Luna T. Can we talk politics again? I think I get the picture already. Well, that's not to say the two of you don't still have a lot of lessons left to learn from the experience. Please stop talking about it. I regret bringing it up, Europa, please. Once I'm sure you've learned them, your punishment will be over. I'm suddenly very interested in hearing about factions again. Well, on that note, I'm not as worried. Just remain true to what you really believe in, Luna Terra. Declassified record sleep. Operation Commander Europa. My kids are idiots, and they're also not my kids, and they're also not kids anymore. Please stop calling them your kids when they are my students. They are not children. I am not being pedantic. I am not doing it to avoid being attached. I'm already more attached than is best. Don't encourage it. They're grown-ups. And also, fools. Europa. Mars is the most genius pilot, but she's just as much a fool as everyone else. She does nothing but cry and complain and win effortlessly, like a real hero. If she was a boy, then you would call her that. And you wouldn't be asking me who the best pilot is. You just know. Only in space would that girl be allowed to be a hero. She deserves her moment in the sun. She might win the war for us single-handedly. Oof. Anything else that isn't her story will just be a blip of fate off in the sky. Rest easy. She's going to win the day. When the others interfere, they're going to steer the course of the future any more. They're not going to steer the course of the future any more than a little bit to the left or the right of the course that Mars is sailing. I am not going to interfere. Valuing their independence is important. They'll be adults soon. They'll be adults soon. And then they won't be anyone's kids. Insist on the comparison, and it will become clear how far we are from fulfilling that role for them. For my part, I don't wish to forget that there are limits on what we can do, and who we can be. No, yes, as a matter of fact, I am tired of them calling me Dad. Ooh, author Pilot Mars. Secular Astrology Explained, Part 1. I don't know why you suddenly asked about this, and I'm not the person who knows anything about it. But sure, I guess. I learned all this from Pluto, so you could have just asked her? Too nervous, huh? I see right through you. Well, because I feel sorry for you, let me tell you all about it. Venus, Luna, Terra, and Mars are the interpersonal distances. If Venus is the breath of the body, and Mars is the blood, Luna Terra is flesh, and represents skin-to-skin distance. That's why it represents family. The Earth and the Moon are different, but they're parts of the same thing, a two-in-one. Certainly, the Moon also represents something different, but it's also a part of us. When you think of it as a dark side, you forget that it's composed of your own same flesh. It's not your mirror, it's your back. Mars is the beneath the skin distance, and that's blood. But it's also, well, the way that humans communicate, not skin to skin, but beneath the skin to beneath skin. But beneath skin to beneath skin. Get it? Don't make me spell it out. It's the reason for fucking and fighting to feel really similar sometimes. Pluto said the other day, it's like you two only know that one language, and that's the only talking you ever do in it. The solar system maps out a human body, and by colonizing the planet, a greater human body will exist, with the sun as the inseparable totality of it all. That's the philosophical justification, but it's kind of romantic, right? Maybe it's kind of fake, though. Oh, Mars. After her maiden voyage, Cradle's Grace is testing the finishing touches of the terrifying Cremacula prototype. It's a chance for Terra to defeat her trump card. But will she close the rift between them instead, or only widen it deeper? Terra, cancel the launch. There are new orders. Really? I thought they were real insistent about this mission. And it's a good idea, so I thought I'd do it. The new orders are, Cradle's Grace's superweapon has contacted the base already. Send anyone except Terra there immediately. Ah, I see. Well, prep the Mary Chrysium for lunch. Chrysium. Damn it, I was doing so good! Days set back the counter on the time since I mispronounced Mary Chrysium. Terra, even I have to say something if you disobey an order right in front of my face. Well, you don't disagree? Or you just stop me instead of saying something? A certain degree of questioning orders from the top is allowed. Given who's in charge, obviously. Alameda is just a foolish princess. The Cradle's Grace is using that new weapon. That's all the more reason not to send randos who wouldn't stand a chance against it. You fundamentally misunderstand Memorial Foundation, Terra. Alameda leads the recovery efforts because no one else is fit. Only that naive, conceited, foolish girl has the love required to bring humanity back to Earth. Naive, one-sided, and unself-aware love. Nevertheless, that is exactly the love that is required. Perfect for lunch anyway. It's for us to interpret that fundamental impulse in a way that will ensure strategic advantage. So I will ask you, does love motivate your actions? Or are you just that eager to find someone to shatter you into orbit? Your connection with that pilot, and don't think I don't know about it. Your connection with that pilot, and don't think I don't know about it, or who she is. Which is it? Guilt or love? Will you let me go if I say I need to see her to know? I would advise against it. Her love might be stronger than ours. That's possible. All the more reason you shouldn't get near it. Well, let me take that risk. Make up and forget. The ballot shifts because Terra didn't hesitate, and neither did Pluto. Fourth planet from the sun, Ares. A romantic red planet. It was the first planet the space colonization program wanted to make ours, and they wanted it to be so beautiful. Did they get their wish? Ah, my headphones fell off! God! Lunity, your music is so intense. Like this, we've had more static in this one than we have any of the others. Did they get your wish? It was a beautiful dream, but still a dream. By the time Earth had demanded their space program pull back, they were stuck. Still halfway there after so many years. Yet, getting halfway there got them something beautiful, even if it wasn't enough. Where life grows, and doesn't grow in most places, It's in a spring yellow-green that never could quite get to summer. Tenacious weeds spread all over the planet that will never be called Mars, and even they can barely breathe. Only stubbornness keeps life on Ares, and they would not even be able to endure if Chaos Graces didn't patiently tend to them. They spew pollen uselessly into the air, and between them, them and the too thin atmosphere, breathing, where it's possible, is hard. The fate of the fourth planet from the sun, even prettier now, and just as useless to humans. Pluto has flown past the canyons she's concealed in 3 times already. It's been the perfect shot every time. At noon, even with the sun shining directly on her, the flowers and weeds and their pollen keep her hidden. Should Luna Terra squeeze the trigger or not? And what else is Luna Terra supposed to do? How could she dare take that shot with Pluto looking so beautiful? How can she not? Why is she trembling like that? Does she know? No. Luna Terra realizes she's the one trembling. If you could stop me, I'll believe in you. I'll give up on everything. But I know you trust me too much. Pluto said that. She might even be saying that right now, knowing that Luna Terra has the perfect shot. If you're not sure if you're right, I'll be the one to test it. I believe we can have a home in space, and there's no way to bring that back to Earth. You believe we can bring home to Earth, and there's no way to have it in space. I believe in us. We'll figure it out. Yet, it's impossible for Luna Terra to look at Pluto and the Corn Macula, big as a universe, and think it's better for her to not have that. For Luna Terra to keep thinking, I'm freeing her from something terrible and bringing her home. The Corn Macula is where Pluto belongs. So Luna Terra fires. Before she has a chance to decide whether or not to fire, she pulls the trigger. Without considering, or having a chance to choose one way or the other, her body seizes the opportunity, makes the decision for her. The one they agreed to, without doubt. Luna Terra will betray herself every time. Oh no, I lied! I forgot to say, I almost put that in the description I put for this video. I almost put, by not betraying anyone except herself. I would have been right on the frickin' money. Pluto's exposed, left tidal reactor shudders and shakes. Oh, I should have seen that coming, shouldn't I? The resulting tidal resonance will be catastrophic unless she shuts off. She shuts both reactors off and reboots instantly. She does, of course, and worries about the ship and the whole world, and Luna T doesn't hesitate, even though that's clearly the plan. The minutes she'll take rebooting will have her plunging into the ground and may be too damaged to power her back on. And so, Luna Terra dashes to catch her before that. Again, Luna Terra is the last to know. She's doing it before she decided she should do it or not. A coward who cannot commit at heart. At least commits to not committing. Without thinking about how contradictory or ridiculous it is. Pluto's comms are off. She doesn't have to yell at Luna Terra about why this is so stupid, or how she needs to grow up, or do anything but fall and be secretly happy she's still charmingly stupid. Mari Chrysium looks very funny, trying to catch a ship this much bigger than her. Her engines flare, strain, start to break from trying to slow the fall. Her wound bleeds freely. A tattered, tangled mess, falling down, too hard, crumbles in the weeds of Ares, nestles at the canyon bottom. It may not be a livable planet, but it's a soft one. It's hard to breathe for very long, but it feels nice to lie on, ship to or body. Sometimes it feels like nothing could be worth giving up a ship. But this isn't so bad. Luna T. Luna T, are you awake? Yeah, everything hurts a lot. I gave you some painkillers. Do you need any more? I can't fly on them. You're not gonna fly without them either, Luna T. Your engines are melted. Oh, right. I thought I did something stupid, but I couldn't remember what it was. It was a breathtaking sequence of poor decisions. When I said I wouldn't be satisfied or forgive you until I fought you on Ares, I meant when I kicked your butt. Kicking your own butt doesn't count. As usual. Sorry. Do you want me to move? Why? Do you want to get up? Waking up with my head in your lap feels like you're rewarding me for shooting you down. You can be mad if you want. That's one thing, and this is another. There's just nothing else to do with you. You did the right thing, or tried to. And then you did the right thing again, or tried to. You wanted to do the best thing for you and me, but you couldn't decide what it was. There's nothing I could say to that, and it's already done, so just lie there already. I might not get another chance, you know? You can hold so much. I'm in awe every time. You're the size of the universe. You see everything and everyone, and you hold all of it. Everything's precious. Everything's worthy of you. I'm not. I can't. I'm small. I'm small and scared. Smaller and more scared than you. Don't say I'm not. Okay. I won't. Never again. I'm sorry. You're small. You're just you after all. You have to mean it! You're huge to me, okay? That's okay. I should be. I hear everyone, and I can't ignore it. It feels like I'll die if I do. It hurts too bad. I listen to your voice more than any other. Your heart is more important to me. Isn't that proof I'm selfish too? But I'm going to fight with everything I have for those voices, even against you. I don't know. I wonder if I would imagine there's probably some official art of the girls. It'd be great if Pluto IRL was actually very small. Like Pluto the planet. Yeah, I imagine she's short but tanky. And that LT is a string bean. I mean, she's got muscle, but she's kind of lanky, you know? Yeah, she's got tall energy. I mean, just looking at her, you can tell that she's kind of... She feels like she's got a sort of tanky quality. Saturn is just a goblin. Yes. Correct. I feel like Saturn's got about an average height. And... sort of muscular, but not, you know, sort of average. A little big, but not huge. I think LT is 6'1". Tall! Good. just know that no matter what, we're not going to get what we want. If I let myself slip, I'll trust in your future instead. I know we can't beat Memorial Foundation. So I can't afford to blame you. I can't do anything if I can't trust you. It's way easier to hate me. That's what normal people do. I love not giving you that satisfaction, Luna T. And you really should give up on me ever being satisfied with happiness just for me. Sure. I know as well as you. There's no welcome one waiting for us on Earth. I don't know if we will be happy there, but I couldn't live without... Well... If you get a miracle, I won't fight that either. My heart isn't big, but if you were in the Memorial Foundation, I'd forgive you. I mean, who wouldn't? I too want to be free of Earth. To be free of gravity. Forever. Are you really sure? I think even that victory will be impossible even if we win it. But maybe you actually have more faith in me than me? I think we might not make a happier world. But you can learn how to be happy anywhere, even Earth. On Earth, we were tied down by the weight of the world. I won't go back to that, even if I go back to Earth. That's right, Luna T talked about wanting to be free of the weight when she was signing up during the pilot interviews. There are 2 ways to do that. Make a home where we set the rules, or bring new law of gravity back home. If only all of us were precious and powerful as a planet. Well, I could take the shape the world requires of me, if that's all we get. That's not true. For you, especially, it isn't true. You were the one who didn't let Earth's gravity choose your body. I wouldn't have been able to choose if you hadn't shown me. That's a victory they can't take back from us. Rescue will be here soon. You're almost a real adult, Luna T. I wish I was as close as you. Of course they were jealous of the humans the Earth no longer wanted flying on GROG wings. As it has always been, only humans can fulfill the criteria to be alien. There's a certain degree of misunderstanding needed for humans to successfully classify something as alien, but before they blew it up, we got very close. Yeah, everyone kind of got really bent out of shape about it. And it was kind of silly. Receiving report. Provisional acceptance of pilot mission completion. Incoming alert. All Memorial Foundation troops. Abandon Ares frontline. All units immediately rendezvous with main fleet at the Pilot Academy Lagrange Colony on the way to Celestial Mechanics Moon Base. Generating new assignments. Provisional assignment. Special operation mission. Secure Lagrange Colony as possible launch point for Celestial Mechanics hit and run tactics. Provisional assignment. Special operations mission. Destruction of obsolete Academy research technology before it falls into the hands of Cradle's races. Provisional assignments will reduce your penalty status. Indicate you have understood new orders. Yes. Receive for gravitational catapult. Prepare launch to Lagrange point 5. What day are we on? Five. So by 5 we're at 50 by going all the way through. But it's tough because it doesn't seem like, I don't know, some of them seem like they might influence it more than others. Because we were at like, what, 38 before? So I don't think it's even every time. So some will sway it more than others. I might need to look at a guide to make sure I get the most even thing for the balanced end. Do we get along better or worse than back then? Let's talk about something else. Oh, is it really so bad these days? We don't get along because we're too much like each other. We used to be so different. What happened? I got older and learned a lot. That's enough to make me more like you. You're not giving me enough credit. Really? Do you think I'd blame you for being too good at teaching me the same lessons that made you who you are? Well, I'd always hoped. I'd blame you if I felt like it. There's nothing to blame you for. Nothing you warned me about turned out like you said, so I stopped paying attention to any of your advice. I do appreciate that these portraits here, for all of the routes we played, are a bit more like the style of the We Know the Devil portraits, as opposed to the ones we see for the comms. Style-wise. I thought I was too smart for the rest, so it's just a coincidence we ended up like each other. I never minded your lessons. Are you sure? I was a hard teacher. Are you really glad for it? I'm happy for everything I learned. She does. Fluff, fluff. Not for, oh wait. I'm happy for everything I learned, not for everything you taught me. I mean, it wasn't like you were wrong. Everything you said would happen, happened. But none of it happened like you said it would. If I followed your advice to the letter, it wouldn't have helped me at all. It was all just different enough. So I came up with my own answers. It wasn't until I looked back on them that I realized it was exactly what you would have done. Fair, I suppose. I should count that as a success for me. But also due to your effort, for you. That's just what I wanted, though. I certainly never wanted a carbon copy of myself. I wanted you to improve on what you'd been handed. Did you think you did a good job? Shouldn't you be asking yourself that question? Since you're the one in charge of the education? I was afraid you'd say that. Don't come to me for answers now, of all times. Well, at least there's plenty of time left for me to turn out right in the end. Secular Astrology Explained, Part 2. I only did this because you asked, okay? I warned you, this is dorky stuff. The ancient roots of it are pretty dubious, in case you were wondering. I think most of it is just made up. I mean, yes, I know that it's all made up. But not even made up by some wise man 1,000 years ago. It's made up by some dude in California. Mars being short makes sense. She's got that feisty short person energy. Anyways, what the dude from California does is he organizes the parts of the body into the parts of the mind and the spirit. And he says that what you should do is think about your body not as a body, but as a tool for relating to other people. I know that they draw them on the body, but it's like, don't think of them as actual body parts. It's a way that you communicate. So this chart might help? I think the point of it, in a way, is to remember that these are all parts of you, but also parts of other people. And you have ways of communication between each other using them. People ask me for their charts because they want to be flattered about what they're good at, but that's not the point. You need to know where you have trouble, too. I looked at mine so much right before we broke up, you know? Like, it did me good, but, you know, I'm so weak when it comes to Venus. That's the distance of breath, which means ability to read the atmosphere, and talking, and the way to communicate through breath. When you're bad at Venus, it doesn't mean you're bad with words, but you're bad at receiving words. You don't hear them. You don't feed other people the words they need to live. Oh, or you don't. Well, according to your chart, you're bad at that too. So I hope it helps. This is an interesting take on astrology. I'm interested in it. I like it. Is that a... No, close it back. Secular astrology. Pilot Halamide annual report. Second generation pilot program. Declassified. She's not coming out of her room. Refuses to pilot it. Figures the most well-behaved of the Generation 2 pilots would have a tantrum like a storm when it finally came. Do you expect me to know what to do about it? Yes. It's really your problem, though, isn't it? Don't start. I'm begging. Fine, fine. What's the big problem, then? She'll get over it. Is she upset about her sister? Of course she is, but not for the reason I thought. What did you think? That she missed her? Hilarious! What's the actual reason? She won't accept a hand-me-down. Delo Sulky? I don't know. I don't even know. She won't pilot it? She won't pilot the perfect second-generation machine because it was made for her sister? She wants her own machine made. She's ridiculous. She said it should be fine if she died. But if it's just because she flaked out and got bored with space and left her problem in Halamide's lap, she won't do it. Are siblings really this mean and petty? Stop laughing and help! Wonder who her sister is, name-wise. Another Neptune moon? Wait, is Europa Neptune? I've already forgotten. Yeah, I think so. Is that what I had said? Wait, not Europa, Halamide. Yeah, Neptune. A retrograde irregular satellite of Neptune. It has the second most eccentric and third most inclined orbit around Neptune. Okay. Deeper cuts in the Garden District. Second most eccentric, isn't that good? I liked that too. In the Garden District, closest to the manufacturing a broken tidal reactor that is keep the colony together, time and space aren't quite right. It's a perfect place for a real fight. How deep under Terra's skin do you think she can get? Come on, Europa. It's weird that when you won't order me. Can't you see I'm hesitating? Show some politeness. It's weird to see you hesitate. You don't do it. This picture right behind Europa, it kind of looks a bit like, the more I look at it, it looks like a little bear, like a grizzly bear wearing a top, like a little hat. I know that's not what it is. I don't know what it is, but that's kind of what it looks like if you squint. And I like the idea of Europa just having a picture of a bear, like an old-timey print of a bear wearing a hat in a fancy frame on her wall. And stop making it more weird, if you please. Let a woman be weird for once. Yeah, it's got like a Smokey the Bear quality. I have no problems returning to the colony. I wouldn't have thought you would have more hang-ups than me. You have no regrets, no pain at any of your training or the service in your service in the war about anything that happened there? About the people you met there? I don't have any problems returning to the Lagrange colony for this mission. The academy where you shaped us all. No, I'm happy to put it to rest. I was a real idiot, so I don't mind seeing it trashed. Or trashing it a little more than that celestial mechanics pilot from taking back the Lagrange reactor. Oh, a little more to stop that celestial mechanics pilot from taking back the Lagrange reactor. Ah, you've taken an interest in Saturn. Professionally. She's a dangerous enemy. She was in Iapetus' division, but yes. Oh, she was, yes, very clever. The Lagrange reactor is a worthless shard of nostalgia. Iapetus must be a truly egomaniacal to send that prototype unit after it. That's a bad sign. The worst fights always happen over something worthless. It's certainly a trap, but you know that. It's still a chance to get one over him, so to stop that pilot, if you're prepared to be serious. I'm always serious. Are you serious enough to stop playing? I'm not playing. Whether you are serious or playing isn't a matter of how you feel about it. It's a matter of whether you are committed or not. Or if you're playing because you simply can't decide. You can't play forever. I told you, I still haven't decided. I'm not closing off the future until the last moment. Decide what you want for the future when the future comes. But you will never move past this point if you don't make a decision, or you don't decide how you feel about that pilot. Europa. Oh dear, you're feeling guilty again. Well, that's to be expected. I don't mind if you lose against that one, or win. Just choose, right? You don't have to tell me. I know what happens if I don't. Fight for real, in a fun way. Not long ago, the Academy Gardens were beautiful, and they were warm. Now they are colder than space, because no feeling is as cold as wet is. No feeling is as cold as wet is. Not even volume. Under the stability of artificial gravity, Lagrange colony was as Earth is Earth. Maybe even a little bit more. And being more Earth than Earth was, it was also less. And so Memorial Foundation Existential Safety ordered it abandoned first, when the space program was decommissioned. How dare you be more Earth than me? Get out! Not everyone agreed, and there was a fight, and then the colony became like this. Ruined in a way only human things can be ruined. The reactor was shattered, and with it all possibility for life and culture. That's kind of a bummer, actually. Like, it's a shame that this is how this has turned out, you know? Yet still, some of it lingers. Moss grows. Objects gather. Sometimes there are whispers, tidal memories, etched into space-time by the humans who spent too short a time there. True space is more than more of a numb feeling. It's the cold of nothing, and it feels like nothing too. Pretty in pink. I'm not so lost in nostalgia I can't tell when I'm not alone. And I know I'm not alone, so say something. Ha! Peeking over. Hey, how you doing? Ah, so you did come. You're always close by. And you're always hiding something. And you're always just out of reach. Even though I have seen your face, I feel like I haven't. Even though I shot you through the heart, it feels like I never touched you. Maybe you're just dense, Terra. I felt those plenty. I should say that about you, in fact. Terra, maybe you're the one who never came close enough to touch me. Am I just that good? Or are you holding back? You're slippery. And you've gotten better, too. What makes you say that? I don't already know where you are this time. I must have been doing pretty awful before then. No, you weren't. But it's still unbelievable you've gotten so good in such a short amount of time. I don't believe it. There's no hiding how much I suck, huh? No, the opposite. There's no way you weren't this good before. That's not true. You've definitely been trained, haven't you? I never fought other pilots. Did you fight something else? That doesn't count. It was nothing but training, and then nothing. The accidental threat was never real. It was a trick of the light. And our weapons pierced it with 100% accuracy every time. And no one was ever hurt, and it never became real enough to fight. That's true. It's also true this isn't a real fight either. Oh god, my leg! I've been sitting on it, and I didn't realize that I was sitting on it in a really uncomfortable angle. And I just moved it, and... ah, jeez Louise. Sorry. That's true. It's also true this isn't a real fight either. You were right when you called it play fighting. These matches weren't ever designed with practicality in mind. They simply aren't made with the intention to kill. I've heard plenty of Dr. Nix. I don't need a lecture. And you're not even explaining it right. They did make ship sails with practicality in mind. They made them specifically in a shape that would not allow for death or war. Half of my foot is red from where I was laying on it. Dr. Nix just didn't want it want an end to conflict. That's oh. Dr. Nix just didn't want an end to conflict because that's silly. You can't be human without it. Death defeats the purpose of conflict, which is how humans communicate and change. Death and war in conflicts. Ship self signals the fundamental transformation of human conflict from suffering into love. If you know it, explain it the right way. She looks annoyed. It's funny. If you knew Dr. Nix, you might have a harder time taking it seriously. I'm not part of cradles graces for a reason, you know. I'm not that dumb. Not that I don't get the appeal of wanting to be that dumb. Just kidding. No, I do too. Pluto has that effect, doesn't she? Yeah, I feel dumb every time. She really makes you want to believe with your whole heart. Even if you never really quite can. And neither can she all the way through. She just tries very hard. Terra, why are you really here? Stop me from taking a worthless artifact? To fall into an obvious trap for another chance at stopping me once and for all? To rack up the glory and take all the errant children home from Memorial Foundation? To mess me up? She looks pumped by that one. Or to make out with me? Saturn feels herself growing in Terra's eyes, suddenly, clearly seen. Wasn't I just perfectly clear? What's this shit body for, anyway? I'm here to communicate. Aha, Terra! You're really shallow and kinda dumb. I'm honest. Finally! You're lucky that's enough. Are you ready for that, though? I don't think you're ready. Well, I think I'm ready. You want me to check? I won't give an inch. I'm not like you girls. I'm not a cosmic glow of energy in the dark. Still, I'm metal, and I'm sharp. You really think I'm not like that too? But I'm already behind you. It's a double lie, because the movement is to her left, but Saturn is coming from behind. LT's instincts are too good for her to not twitch fire to her left, even if she realizes it's just bullshit. But then there's nothing. The feeling of being so close to being struck that she can't tell if she was or not. Are you really not like us girls? I'm nothing special, like I said. But you dodged it. It wasn't real. Nothing to dodge. Obviously! That's the part that's hard! I'm fighting for real, just like you wanted. You're the one who wants that! And fine, dodge this! Terra's vision fills with pink, the neuroelectric toxin melting into her skin. It feels hallucinatory, weird, stubborn, aggressive, vulnerable. Just like Saturn. I was about to say. In this poison electric haze, Terra feels a little like Saturn. Ha! Got you! I like being wrong sometimes, you know? I like not being Memorial Foundation's perfect ace. It doesn't seem to really suit you, if I'm being perfectly honest. You're just playing by the rules. If shift cells don't play by the rules when you're fighting, it stops looking like fighting. Oh yeah? What does it start looking like? Also, that's not where I am. Liar. Are you willing to bet on it? Yeah. Then go! Sticks of hard light. Sticks of hard light are fine for flirting, but that's not what this is. The Maricrisium sphere, made for reconciling the Earth and the Moon, is meant to be used up close. It's a distance where skin touches skin. The obligation that humans have for other humans. Hard like gravity and warm like light. If no one has been worse at wielding that duty than Terra, she's all the more the one who should be carrying that weight. Sarah only realizes after, when the lightness and heaviness starts to lift, that it hit her too. Wow, I didn't think it was even possible to have a gravity less suited to you, let alone for you to be so good at using it. I really hate being in charge, actually, and I'm bad at it, too. But sometimes you're the only one left who can do it. Even if you hate it and it's totally self-destructive? Especially then. Sometimes I think, Why do we have to fight anymore? Let's just do this obscene other thing. The thing that fighting could be. And then you say something like that, and I want to fight you so bad! You wouldn't get it. You're hilarious. Makes me want to see you squirm. Like, in a nice way, though. Saturn! You can try. What? It's just funny. I love it when you play cool. 'Cause you're not. Let's communicate aggressively. That's what humans do. Sure, I've already given up on that worthless reactor. They're never gonna scold me enough to make me regret this. What is the moon drop, Terra? Huh? Halamede said it was something you used to talk about. Oh. Yeah. We were thinking about crashing the moon into the Earth. Literally? Yeah, that too, in the end. The goal of the space program used to be to make all of the solar system figuratively equivalent to Earth. When humans touch it, it becomes ours. That's why we use the Greek word to identify the physical bodies of space, and the Roman to represent our understanding and incorporation of it. But we already figured that part out. We were being silly, taking a metaphor way too literally and way too far, joking about crushing the solar system together. It would make no sense to return it. It would be nice and neat. Killing absolutely everyone. Yeah. It was a horrible thought I shared with Halamede. She hated it, but she kept on arguing about it with me. The Earth looks so fragile and small here, and the moon looks so big. That's probably why. It was a bad joke, and she never thought it was funny. Good. She is very perceptive when it comes to that. I'm surprised always that people could find that self-destructive streak of yours harmless or imperceptible, excuse me. I'm glad she didn't. I'm surprised you kept me around, given that. Should I have given up? Is that even a question? You should have followed your instincts. You appear to be misunderstanding. I take my work very seriously. As a leader, a woman, as a pilot, as part of the Memorial Foundation. You know that there are very real things the Memorial Foundation believes in, and I believe in them too. Yeah. In seeking to bring all people together, however, there are choices that have to be made. Should we cut this world to fit its people, or the people to fit its world? That is what we struggle with the most. Cut does not have to be a bad thing. It can be what's right for you or for the world. Making space for what exists without allowing it to be erased. Those the world abandons die, which is unacceptable. Or they become another world, which is also unacceptable. A kind of violence. Like smashing the earth into the moon and hoping for togetherness and killing everyone instead. We didn't find the right solution, but at least we knew which was the wrong one. Ooh. In a ship self, you don't have to worry about dying. Not in the same sort of way. A ship self, you know, isn't even a weapon. It's a body for living and traveling in space, and is equipped for doing the sorts of things that humans need to do, like fighting. The ship self, which lets you express like it's your own body, better than your own body, is a machine that's for falling in love and having fights. It's formed to literally suit us. It bears only the most abstract resemblance to something designed to kill another human being. The most efficient possible form for ending lives as quickly as possible wasn't anything like a human. And that's why Europa designed them from a child's toy. The ship self isn't the perfect form of war. It's a form that by nature turns war into something else. That's cool. Nix, you say some cool things. Part of this is due to humanity's relative weakness in space, separated from the origin of our gravity. Even with the power of a tidal reactor, we've barely come close to developing a ship self with gravitational and metacultural authority equivalent to human beings on Earth. While humans on Earth need to devote most of this authority to keeping their shape, identity, and differentiation from other humans, ship self is less authoritative even than this, though in space they have far fewer restrictions than humans on Earth. If a ship self were to make planetfall, it would be crushed under human pressure and rendered lifeless. Yeah, let's evaluate Lapras. Memorial Foundation Executive Committee Minutes. Operation Decommission Chair Europa. No, it's gratifying to know you share my suspicions as well. As I understand, that is the purpose of this committee, to prepare for any eventuality, but this particular possibility hadn't crossed your minds was beginning to worry me. Oh, I'm no less worried now, but you're asking how to deal with Iapetus. That sense of superiority he has is not a weakness. It is truly dangerous, not just unpleasant. If he seems gracious and forgiving about a loss, it's only because he is utterly confident he will eventually be able to surpass you. But he's a realistic man. He will find the easiest route. Merely coming out on top... Sorry, I rubbed my eye. Couldn't see it. I rubbed the eye that I could see it better out of. Merely coming out on top in the end is enough. He wouldn't consider the quality of how he got there. In fact, it would reinforce his sense of superiority to know he surpassed you without having worked as hard as you did. He's shockingly good at predicting others, except for the moments in which he has wildly underestimated one. These fascinate me in particular. He can be so uncanny when it comes to gleaning specifics from trivial behavior, and then he is blindsided by the most obvious conclusions. His lack of respect for interiority is quite stunning. His win rate without having it should appall anyone with a general respect for human beings. Screw you, Lapras! The Cold War is long over, and the existential threat is gone, but memories still stir there, at the observatory. Will it be put to rest here, or buried forever? You're quiet, Europa. What's up? Is that unusual? Bear! Sometimes, but you said I have a briefing for you 5 minutes ago. It seems I lost track of time again. But don't you already know what the mission is? Close the lens and prevent Krail's graces from opening it further. For the purpose of... Who knows? More Foundation on the ground wants it done. It was the observation device for existential threats. But in the end, we never knew if what we were seeing was just what there was, or if we, the observers, were just seeing what we wanted to see. When it became clear that celestial mechanics had been pushing development in the direction of things that they did not... When celestial mechanics had been pushing development in the direction of things that they did not themselves understand, we choose to destroy the colony. Later works of the space colony era showed signs of art and design movement potentially hazardous and implicitly treacherous to the human race. But very lovely. I wish we hadn't caught on so quick. Memorial Foundation on Earth would be loath to admit it, but it's possible it did, and does, in fact, work in one or more ways. Cast it all in a new light, doesn't it? I didn't expect you to feel so nostalgic. I have some happy memories of the Academy, don't you? Yes, some. But I'd rather move forward. in any way at all, then keep dwelling. It's always a virtue if you have learned from it, and you're not just trying to forget. Keep your advice to the mission and not me. Well, I only have an interest in success of one of those two things. I don't remember this description of the Kratos Graces one. The gate collapses in nostalgia and disaster. Hang on a second. Okay. It all goes wrong almost immediately. They both should have known better. The observatory looks small from the Academy Gardens, but up close, it's big enough to lose the two of them in. A telescope of a certain kind, for observing a threat that was entirely existential and possibly not real, and maybe a weapon too. Maybe a weapon that works so well it destroyed humanity's enemies before we could even prove they were there. Now, even the intellectual curiosity isn't worth keeping it open. There's too many enemies real and essential on Earth to worry about ones elsewhere. The mission wouldn't have become such a disaster so quickly if the two of them had just fought face to face. If they hadn't been a little awkward still after Ares. If there wasn't still so much past to fight. Kiss! Just kiss already! The one known and guaranteed function of the observatory, and its lens that sharpens gravity into a laser-sharp gaze, is it brings time to you before you're ready for it. Terra knew she'd never be able to stop Pluto if she saw her face to face, so she went directly to the observatory's lens. Pluto knew she wouldn't be able to stop her face to face, so she forced the eye to stay open with gravity alone, rather than confront her. A stubborn, indirect fight, like two children pulling on a toy until they tear it in half. And that's what they did. Push, pull, tug, until the iris cracked, contracted, stalled, ground to a halt, exceeded its limits, and shattered and collapsed. Even without the gravity of a colony's tidal reactor, there's enough gravity to, when condensed to a single point, cause disaster. Move! Pluto, we have to get out right now. Lunatic, you idiot! Stubborn jerk! Mars was right about you! I told you I wouldn't budge! Why did you call my bluff like that? You're right, I'm an idiot, it's my problem, and it's all my so move. My cores are desynchronizing! The gravity quake is destabilizing their tidal jerk, so I can't move!